The BAFTA Awards just happened and they smacked us all in the face, so let's talk about it. Welcome back to Archer Vision, presented by MovieArcher.com and the Movie Archer Podcast Network. My name is Nico, and yes, we are going to talk about the BAFTA Awards. Award season keeps rolling, and we are one more step closer to the Oscars. As usual, I'm going to talk about the winners and how I feel like they impact the rest of the season as a whole, which I think is going to be pretty fun because BAFTA threw us some curveballs today. So the first award was for visual effects, and yes, that went to Avatar: Fire and Ash, of course, right? It's probably going to win the Oscar. Say what you want about the Avatar films, but they look incredible. Jake Sully, Neytiri, they all look real. So this is, yes, it's probably going to happen. I would be shocked if this didn't happen at the Oscars. But then we go right into a massive one. Wunmi Mosaku wins supporting actress for her role in Sinners. And this is a really, really big win. A lot of people, including myself, were predicting Inga Ibsdottir Lilius from Sentimental Value. As such a big Sentimental Value fan, it hurts that she didn't win because I feel like that this was her chance. But I love this Wunmi Mosaku, and it also shows the strength of Sinners for Best Picture down the line at the Oscars. All Sinners needed, in my opinion, to really solidify it as like a 50-50 Best Picture race. A little bit of a tip to one battle, but all it needed was a win in an acting category, and this looks very, very possible. I know a lot of people are still predicting Teyana Taylor because of one battle. She won the Golden Globe, but right now, what we know about BAFTA is it's very strong. It correlates with the Oscars many a time, especially in these acting categories, and Wunmi Mosaku right now has all the momentum, so I could really see this happening. I know a lot of people are still holding on to Amy Madigan, but the nomination is her win. I just don't believe it's going to happen, especially with the power of Sinners in one battle. It's going to be Mosaku or Taylor, and right now, Wunmi has the stronger precursor win, the BAFTA right here. And then supporting actor follows this theme of really massive win, and as a result of a stronger Best Picture movie, Sean Penn wins for one battle after another. Benicio del Toro was winning all the critics groups, Jacob Elordi, Critics' Choice, Stellan Skarsgård, Golden Globe, and now we have Sean Penn winning the BAFTA. The BAFTA is big, and when I look at this award, it makes sense. Coming out of that film, he was immediately the favorite. Before award season even started, the supporting actor pick. It's going to be his third win. Paul Thomas Anderson, Sean Penn, and everyone's kind of downplaying it, and then it didn't really happen anywhere. He was nominated everywhere. Then it didn't really start happening, but this is the tide shift. It makes sense here. Although I don't hate the performance, I like it. I rank it 5th in the category. It's a little too cartoonish for me, but the Oscars love a big, showy, doing a lot performance, and that's what this is. And when we think about it, if we really stop and think about it, this is like, of course, this supporting actor win is going to come along with one battle after another. So whether you like it or not, right now you have to put Sean Penn at the top of your predictions. It's just strength of Best Picture. I think no matter what happens at SAG, you still have to sit there and go, okay, when the Academy voters were voting, what were they going for? And right now, I would say Sean Penn is an easy one to go along with Best Supporting Actor because the performance is bigger, and I would say in the movie more prominent than Benicio del Toro. So even if like Benicio del Toro wins SAG is like a fun win, I still think the Academy would go for Penn. And then I'm going to put these three together. Frankenstein wins production design, costumes, and makeup and hair, as more from the traders would say, tree for tree, happening at the Oscars. And that's fine. That's great. I love all three of these wins. They make total sense. I know people are still holding on to the acting win plus makeup correlation here with Elordi, unless, yes, Elordi might win SAG, but that's besides the point. Just for right now, let's settle on the fact that Frankenstein is going to win these three techs, and they're very, very deserving wins for that film. Sinners wins original screenplay. Let's call this the Ryan Coogler Award at the Oscars because this is the award they are going to give him. This is a very, very strong win. It's going to happen at the Oscars, and I think it's an appropriate win because of all the screenplays. It is so original. It's fitting for the category, original screenplay, and this is the moment where they're going to recognize Sinners. So on the night of the Academy Awards, this could be the first of many wins for Ryan Coogler, or it's going to be the sole win for Ryan Coogler. But regardless if it's one or many, he's going to win an Academy Award, and it's going to be for Best Original Screenplay. Another reason why I want you to hold on to this and Wunmi Mosaku as well is because, like I talked about earlier, in the year of Everything Everywhere at All at Once, BAFTA's not afraid when they don't like something to not give it wins or not recognize it. And a lot of people were thinking Sinners would fall in that category and they would treat it the same way, but they're not. They gave it 2 massive wins. They could have done something here like Sentimental Value or something else. They gave this to A Real Pain last year, which was not even nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars and ended up not winning the Oscar for screenplay. But because of the strength of this movie, they decided they liked Sinners this year. So the Sinners wins here are very significant. Then we segue over into adapted screenplay. Same thing. It's PTA. It's One Battle. Happened here. It's going to happen at the Oscars. This will be the first of many for him on Oscars night. It will be the first of many. Not an if, it will be. I know some people were predicting Hamnet. Some people still think Hamnet. I would love that. But once again, it would have happened here because Hamnet's a British movie too. And they have their British biases at BAFTA. It would have happened here. If it won here, that would have given it a lot of momentum going into the Oscars. But no, adapted screenplay, no doubt. One Battle After Another. Paul Thomas Anderson, congrats on finally winning an Oscar. I think casting goes to I Swear. BAFTA loved this movie, I Swear. I haven't seen it. I have to watch it. But I saw an interesting stat during the ceremony was that when a film wins this award, it usually wins an individual acting award. So this kind of was a really brilliant foreshadow of what was going to happen in Best Actor later in the show, which we'll get to. But no real correlation with the Oscars here. I just wanted to talk about it in the context of what happened in this show. And they usually have this go along with something that has an individual acting win. What's going to be fascinating about the Oscars this year is it's the first year we're having the casting category. So when we see what wins that, it'll give us an idea of how to predict it in the future. One Battle After Another wins editing. Hey, very strong editing. The movie is long, but it flies by. You have to thank the editing for that, the pacing of the movie from that technical perspective. This is a big win here. Big win here, and I know some people are thinking F1 could take it at the Academy Awards because they like their racing movies. They like the films where there's a lot of like innovation with vehicles and stuff, but this is a big win for One Battle. I think you could pick your poison for the Academy Award. If you wanted to stay with something like an F1, you can. If you wanted to go for a Sinners, you can, but listen, when in doubt, go with the heavy hitter, go with the movie that feels like it's winning everything, and that would be One Battle After Another. Zootopia 2 wins Best Animated Feature here. Congrats to them here. This is a nice win for them here. I say that because there were only 3 nominees. K-Pop Demon Hunters was not here. We know K-Pop Demon Hunters is going to win the Oscar. It also performed very well at the Annies, so this is not a tide shift of the category. You still have to bet on K-Pop Demon Hunters because it's probably also winning songs, so that's going to be a multiple Oscar winning film. Now this one's big. One Battle wins cinematography. Sinners was winning a lot of critic precursors. A lot of people were hoping something like Train Dreams would happen here, that they were going to go a little bold and inspired with their winning pick overall, but BAFTA really correlates with the technical categories too. The cinematography in One Battle After Another is strong enough to justify a win, in my opinion. So Michael Bauman, I think he will be winning the Oscar. Once again, I'm trying to tell you all my process and a lot of people's process in predicting this stuff. So like these wins here are really, really big. So for cinematography, if you wanted to hold on to a Sinners because it got a record-setting 16 nominations and you can't imagine it walking home without several tech wins, you can. But in this case, I would say unless something different happens at ASC, because BSC happened and I believe One Battle won that as well. So it's getting some big guild wins. So I would bet on One Battle After Another. Sound goes to F1. Makes a lot of sense, right? A lot of these industry groups, they love their racing movies. They love these films where there's vehicle sounds, kind of like editing. So I think it's safe to predict this at the Oscars. If something happens, that's fine. But right now, I think this is what you predict at the Oscars. They love their racing movies too. I said that in my reaction video to the nominees. Yeah, F1 and sound. Score goes to Sinners. A lot of Sinners love here, which is really cool. Ludwig Göransson or Ludwig Göransson, because this will be his third Oscar win in 8 years. Black Panther, Oppenheimer, and this. So he is most likely going to win the Oscar. I think it's very deserved. The score is up here on my wall. It is what an incredible artist who deserves every accolade that comes his way. So score, Sinners. Film not in the English language goes to sentimental value. Thank goodness some sentimental value crumbs here. A lot of people thought it would perform better. Stellan, Inga, maybe screenplay win this award. So this is the one it wins. I like it. I would predict it for the Oscar. It got it tied for the third most nominations with 9. All 4 actors got in there. I know people are very high on The Secret Agent. I am too. I think it would be awesome if this or The Secret Agent won, but I think the Academy showed you they have a lot more love for this movie. I think it's just the safe bet here. If something else happens, go ahead. I don't think it's necessarily a bad choice if you wanted to be bold and predict The Secret Agent and see if like an I'm Still Here thing happens, but I would keep sentimental value in there for now. Also, a very deserving win, in my opinion. Hamnet wins Outstanding British Film. Of course, that's not a category at the Oscars. I just wanted to talk about this one and say, hell yeah, Hamnet. Any Hamnet win is a win for me. Love that movie, my number 2 of the year. And just another nice moment for Hamnet, a nice win for Hamnet. People thought it would show up a lot more here. Like I said, adapted screenplay, showing up somewhere else. So the fact that it still was recognized this time and another time that we'll talk about is just big. I'm happy to see it. Director goes to PTA because yes, because of course, because get the broom out, because it's happening. And you know what? Hell yeah. PTA is going to win Best Director at the Oscars. And it does feel right that he has an Oscar for Best Director. He's deserved one before. He should have won it maybe multiple other times, in my opinion. This is his year. I know some people are still holding on to Coogler, and as cool as that would be an awesome, awesome win. I would love that. But when they made up their mind on director, when award season makes up its mind early on who's winning director, it doesn't change. It's going to be PTA. Now, here's where we have to talk. Here's where we have to spend a little more time. So, Robert Aramayo from I Swear wins Best Actor. Very cool win. Very cool BAFTA thing. He won Rising Star, and I Swear won Casting, right? So, this is a big win. In retrospect, people started seeing it coming as these awards were coming out. I'm really happy for this, but I know what you all are asking. Well, he's not nominated for the Oscars, so what does this mean? Let's talk about it. In my opinion, you could digest this in 2 ways. 2 ways. The first way is, okay, wait, he's not nominated for the Oscar, so he can't win at the Academy Awards, which means Timmy can't lose to him. Timmy has 1 Golden Globe. He's won Critics' Choice. Timothée Chalamet has not lost to anyone else nominated in the category. Therefore, you're still keeping him at the top of the list, and Timothée Chalamet is going to win the Oscar. That's one camp. The other camp is, well, the performance wasn't strong enough with an international voting body to go against the person who is very clearly their favorite from a film they very clearly love. Marty Supreme also won nothing today. It set the record for most BAFTA losses. So then we go, all right, well, if he wasn't strong enough to win here, and he's not strong enough to be a sweeper throughout the season, does he really need SAG next week? Is he in a tough position? Where am I at, and what do I think we should do from a prediction standpoint? Well, I think you still got to keep Chalamet at number 1 as your option to win because he's won 2 awards and he has not lost to anyone. The person he lost to isn't nominated at the Oscars. The Oscars, like Marty Supreme, they gave it a nice amount of nominations. He's, a 3-time nominee now at age 30. He's very well respected in the industry, the press tour, the FYC events. He's doing a lot of amazing things right now. He's doing everything you need to win the Oscar. So then we turn to SAG and go, well, but is he going to win SAG back to back? Zellweger was the last person to do that. No one's ever done it in the film categories before, I think. So we'll have to see. If he wins that, he's going to absolutely win the Oscar. If somebody else wins SAG, what happens? Well, if Leo wins SAG, well, then I would predict Leo for the Oscar because of the one battle strength. If someone like Ethan Hawke wins, well, they liked Blue Moon. They nominated it in screenplay. Okay, can Ethan Hawke win the Oscar? Great career narrative, but he hasn't won anywhere else either. Can Michael B. Jordan win? I'm actually predicting Michael B. Jordan to win SAG because I think SAG is going to have a Sinners Palooza. I think Jordan's going to win, and after today, I think One Me has a great shot to win, and I think it's winning SAG Ensemble. I think SAG is going to want to do that. So if he wins that, will he win the Oscar? That would be really cool. I mean, it would just be a cool win. I like Michael B. Jordan, even if I don't think it's the best performance of the 5. Him winning Best Actor for Sinners would be like the hellest yeah of hell yeahs. But I think the performance, while it's good, I don't think it's as showy and big enough for the Academy to award it. I think Timmy's is a lot more of a showier performance, and he would still take the edge there. Now, Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent, he won Globe. the international voting body of the Academy. They clearly love the Brazilian films. I'm Still Here last year. They get The Secret Agent in Best Picture this year. That could be the other one. That would be cool. Now, he's not nominated at SAG, though, so that would be a just Oscar surprise win, and that would be a lot to gamble on. High risk, very high reward. But for right now, I still think it's Chalamet, because also SAG did nominate Odessa Zion, so they like Marty Supreme. So, listen, keep Timmy for now. Next week at SAG, I'm going to make another video, so we'll talk about it then. For now, we stand Timmy. We stay with Timmy. My skinny king, I always have to report for duty for him, and right now he needs me on the front lines, so that's where I'm going to go. Jessie Buckley's beautiful sweep for Hamnet is happening in Actress. If you're worried about her, don't be. She got this. She's going to win SAG. She's going to win the Oscar. It's going to be so cool. Oh, her Oscar speech is going to be amazing. Amazing. Another big win for Hamnet, and, shout out to Jessie Buckley. It's going to be so great. It's going to be so great knowing she has an Oscar. And one battle after another wins Best Film. There we have it. Now, let's talk about this. You could say, okay, Best Picture locked up, one battle. It's going to happen, right? PTA is winning Director. It's winning Adapted Screenplay. Who knows if it wins an acting award or not. It's going to win some tax, right? But listen. In the last, let's say in recent memory, doesn't always correlate with Best Film. Conclave won it last year, did not win Best Picture. Oppenheimer won it in 2024, and it won Best Picture. All Quiet on the Western Front won it in 2023, that did not win Best Picture. Power of the Dog won it in 2022, that did not win Best Picture. No Man Land did in 2021, but then before that, 1917, Roma, Three Billboards, La La Land. So the correlation of this winner winning Best Picture is not the strongest. In fact, more often than not, in recent memory, it doesn't happen. So a lot of people have been saying, ever since the Oscar nominations came out and Sinners got a record 16, can this win Best Picture? Well, there were some things that a lot of us thought needed to happen for that to happen. Was, okay, Coogler wins DGA and then solidifies himself in Director. That would really make it possible. That didn't happen. And, of course, PTA wins Director here. So let's take Director out of it. Well, we know Sinners is going to win Original Screenplay and probably a few texts. It's winning score. Then earlier I said, well, the only thing it was missing is a clear acting win to go along with the winning package. Now, Wonmi Masaku has shot to the top of the list, and I think the Oscar winner in Supporting Actress, it's going to have that. SAG Ensemble would be a massive win. Any win at SAG would just be more proof that voters like this movie. And then the last one is PGA is next week. Can Sinners win PGA? If Sinners wins PGA, I would predict it for Best Picture, full stop, point blank, period. If one battle wins PGA, I still think there's a world where Sinners could win. And I know the nomination leader doesn't always win. In fact, in recent memory, a lot of times the movie with the most nominations loses a lot. But there's something about the power of Sinners, the strength of Sinners, the moment it's had quite literally for almost a year. So I would predict one battle still, but after next week, it could turn into either like a very clear coin flip, or it could look like Sinners is stronger. So that's BAFTA. Tell me what you thought of the wins, the losers, if you thought people were snubbed. And really, next week is going to be exciting. PGA and SAG, there's a lot to happen. We're on this final lap of the awards here, and then the Oscars are in just about 3 or 4 weeks here. So I'm very, very excited. Please make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel and my TikTok as well. And please take a look at everything we're doing on moviearcher.com. There are interviews with all the live action shorts nominated at the Oscars and so much more. I hope you all have a wonderful start to the week, and I cannot wait to hang out with all of you again as soon as next week.